Once upon a time, in a peaceful Buddhist monastery nestled in the quiet hills, monks dedicated themselves to meditation and spiritual growth. The atmosphere in the monastery should have been calm and serene, but unfortunately, many of the monks were caught up in gossip and negative talk. They often whispered behind each other's backs, spreading rumors and criticizing one another. The negative energy was hard to ignore, and it began to affect everyone. Among them was a young monk who felt deeply troubled by the situation. He had come to the monastery seeking peace and enlightenment, but instead, he found himself surrounded by constant negativity. He tried to focus on his meditation and spiritual practice, but the toxic environment made it difficult for him to concentrate. Day after day, he felt more suffocated by the gossip and bad energy around him. One day, unable to bear it any longer, the young monk decided to speak to the wise master of the monastery. He approached him with a heavy heart and said, "Master, I can't take it anymore. The atmosphere in the monastery is full of gossip and negativity. I'm finding it impossible to focus on my spiritual journey. I want to leave and find a quieter place where I can have peace." The master, who had seen many monks come and go over the years, listened carefully. He understood the young monk's frustration but wanted to offer him some wisdom before he made his decision. "What exactly is troubling you?" the master asked. The monk sighed and replied, "Many of the monks here are always talking behind each other's backs. They gossip about everyone, spreading rumors and negativity. It's distracting and makes it hard for me to concentrate on my growth. I don't feel peace here anymore." The master nodded thoughtfully. After a moment of silence, he said, "I understand your concerns, and I will allow you to leave if that is what you truly wish. But before you go, I want you to do one last thing for me." Eager to move on, the young monk agreed. The master handed him a spoon filled with water and said, "Take this spoon and walk around the entire monastery. But there's one condition: you must not spill a single drop of water from the spoon." The young monk, determined to complete the task, carefully took the spoon. He began his walk around the monastery, moving slowly and cautiously. His entire focus was on the spoon and the water it held. Step by step, he made his way through the different areas of the monastery, always making sure not to spill any water. As he walked, his attention was completely absorbed by the task at hand. He didn't notice anything happening around him. His mind was fully focused on the spoon, and he was determined not to let even a single drop fall. After what seemed like hours, the young monk returned to the master with the spoon still full of water. He felt a sense of relief and accomplishment. "Master, I did it!" he exclaimed. "I carried the water all around the monastery without spilling a single drop. Now may I leave for a more peaceful place?" The master looked at him with a gentle smile and asked, "Tell me, while you were carrying the spoon, did you hear any monks gossiping? Did you notice any negativity or bad talk as you walked?" The young monk paused, thinking back to his journey. After a moment, he realized something important. "No, master," he said slowly. "I didn't hear any gossip or notice any negativity. I was so focused on the spoon that I didn't pay attention to anything else around me." The master nodded, his eyes full of wisdom. "Exactly," he said. "This monastery, like anywhere in the world, has its challenges. There will always be distractions, gossip, and negativity if you look for them. But if you stay focused on your path, as you did with the spoon, these distractions will fade into the background. It's all about where you place your attention." The master continued, "Think of life like walking through a busy market. If you let yourself get caught up in all the noise and shouting, you will feel overwhelmed. But if you keep your eyes on your goal, the noise becomes just a distant hum. In the same way, no matter where you go, you will always encounter people who are negative or distracting. You can either focus on their flaws and let them affect you, or you can stay committed to your own path and find peace within yourself." As the young monk listened to the master's words, a deep understanding began to dawn on him. He realized that no matter where he went, whether it was this monastery or another place, he would always encounter both positive and negative people. But the key to finding peace didn't lie in running away from problems. It lay in his ability to focus on what truly mattered, his own growth and spiritual journey. The young monk smiled, feeling a sense of clarity he had never felt before. "I understand now, master," he said. "The peace I was searching for doesn't come from being in a different place. It comes from within me, from focusing on my own path." The master nodded approvingly. "Yes, true peace comes from within. When you focus on your own journey and keep your mind on your goals, The negativity around you will no longer have power over you. It will simply become background noise. With this newfound understanding, the young monk decided to stay at the monastery. He realized that instead of running away from the challenges around him, he could stay and rise above them. By focusing on his own inner peace and growth, he could move forward without being affected by the negativity that once bothered him. From that day on, the young monk practiced what the master had taught him. Whenever he heard gossip or felt negativity creeping in, he reminded himself to focus on his own path, just like he had focused on the spoon. Slowly, the distractions around him began to fade into the background, and he found the peace he had been searching for all along, right within himself. Moral of the story: in life, we will always encounter negativity, gossip, and toxic people. But instead of letting them disturb our peace, we should focus on our own goals and personal growth. True peace doesn't come from changing our surroundings, it comes from changing our perspective. When we focus on what truly matters, the distractions and negativity around us become nothing more than background noise. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Namaste.